Is this thing on?
I think it's on. Are we rolling?
We're
are we
live. We're live. We are rolling.
All
we are good on here too.
Good deal. Welcome back to Archetype Aperture. I am Jim, and tonight I have with me a very awesome photographer. I'm going to tell you, like, her feed has been just she's been in my feed, all her photos, and it's just blowing my mind some of the work that she's done. So without further ado, Taylor Roth.
Hi.
Which I screwed that up on all the promos for the show tonight. I put Taylor Gore, but it's Taylor Roth, so my bad.
No worries.
And it's at, what is your handle?
At taymac.art.
At taymac.art. We'll do that again before we ski-daddle.
Perfect.
We good? We're rolling good?
Yeah,
Everything
Josie's already popping in saying, "Hey friends."
What's up,
Hey,
Josie? I will see you tomorrow.
Yo.
We've got a little shoot in that. I told you about the Hush Hush location, the private spring.
Yes, you did.
So we got that for a couple of hours. So hopefully we'll get some good stuff out of there.
Oh, that sounds dope.
Yeah. So, are you from Jacksonville?
No, I'm actually an Army brat. So
Really?
I have no home.
He's an Army brat.
Oh, same.
Well, I'm not an Army brat. I was in the Army. My dad was in the Navy.
You're still a brat to me.
I'll always be your brat.
My dad was in the Army, so I was born in Fort Belvoir in Virginia.
Okay.
And that's the coolest fact about that is it's down the street from George Washington's house. Like 10 minutes away is George Washington. Like same land.
Okay.
Same land, but it's just the base now. But yeah.
Huh.
So grew up there. I think the next place that we PCS'd after Virginia was Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
So spent time on the West Coast, back here, West Coast, back here, and multiple places down south.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. What brought you to? Was it the Army that brought you to Florida?
No, actually. So my stepdad, he's who I kind of live with my whole life. With my mom, and my biological father lives here.
Oh,
and
okay.
me and my dad got really close the past couple years, and we decided to move down here because the weather was nicer than Portland, in my opinion. We had a better opportunity for the living situation because Portland was just so expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, the housing market in Portland was I don't know, geez, you can pay $2 million for a house on our street.
What?
And we were paying $1,600 for a one bedroom and a box
It's
apartment.
getting to be that way pretty much everywhere, isn't it? I mean, even here. Do y'all rent here?
No, we actually own a house here now.
Right on.
Finally.
That's the way to go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was in an apartment for 2 years after my divorce, and I was like, I finally got this place, man. And it ain't the Taj Mahal, but it's it's home.
It's nice. It's really nice. You're the only thing you have to deal with in some occasions is the HOA, but for the most part.
I made sure that when I was going around with the real estate agent, I said, no HOA. So she found me this. She goes, this is the only one I got, son. And I was like, okay, well, let's rock and roll with it,
Yeah.
So you are a photographer and a damn good one at that.
Thank you.
I don't mean to gush. But I mean, I love your work. It's really good. How long have you been shooting, if you don't mind me asking?
It's kind of a loaded question because
I'm sorry, capturing images. We're trying to come up with something different than shooting because it's just not a good.
I literally was thinking that when I ask somebody the same question, I'm or when I say shooting and I'm typing and I'm
Do you add the camera?
Yeah,
emoji?
I have to add the camera because
I do
it
that
feels
too.
awkward otherwise.
Yeah, even though they know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Probably, I would say shooting wise, been learning about photography for about 3 years, but
Okay.
full time working photography, this is my second year.
Really? So you are full-time photographer?
Yes, this is all I do.
You're our first verified full-time working photographer.
That's awesome.
What's awesome? That?
Yeah, I was
That's
not
pretty
expecting that.
Oh yeah, that's our that's our little applause for you. I didn't even offer you any coffee. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
I'm like an old guy. I'm always drinking coffee.
It'll actually make me fall asleep.
Really?
I just fell asleep on 2 espresso shots earlier.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's not cool.
I know.
Wow.
It's the ADHD.
Yeah, I figured my girlfriend has that too. So 3.5 years, and you're already working full time.
Mm-hmm.
How's that going?
It's been rough, like getting to the point of getting to full time,
Mm-hmm.
but it's amazing now. Now that I'm kind of like in my niche and I'm like finding the things that I really want to do and finding the clients who really want to do those things as well.
Right.
I do feel like I'm having a much better time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to, we talk a lot about, but a lot of our guests, they talk about gatekeeping. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
ask you anything. If you don't want to answer anything, you can just say, hey, respectfully decline to answer that or whatever. But, I mean, can you give us some of the steps? Like, how long did it take you to go from working a job and shooting, doing all that to just shooting? And, like, what are some of the steps? I got a gnat in here.
It's right in front of
He
you.
was here last time, too.
Special guest.
Yeah.
So I guess what got me to the point from like not having to work, I guess, full time for someone else is just like being super consistent with photography. So I'm by trade, by degree, I'm a graphic designer.
Oh, okay.
I went to school for graphic design, and that kind
That
of
explains a lot.
yeah. And so like I've been using like Photoshop since like MySpace.
Oh,
So like
wow.
over 10 years I've been like messing with that. So my mom was like, she convinced me to go to college for graphic design. I wanted to go to hair school. I was like, I don't want to do that. She was like, just go to school, please get your degree, and like you're really good at it, it'll be easy. And it was. I graduated in like 3 years, and I worked in that industry since 2015, and I still do occasionally do like graphic design stuff for certain people, but I do hate it.
Yeah.
It did help me.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah. It did help me get to the point now where I can like Photoshop like a lot of things, and it does like really help me with photography. So I do appreciate that aspect of it. But I did start out like doing that, working at a law firm for like 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Awful, rancid. And then
Sounds awful.
it was. And then once I like kind of figured that out, like how that industry works with like working in a corporate environment, I was like, I fucking hate this. Like, I do not want to be in a corporate place. So I started freelancing with graphic design. Once I got done freelancing graphic design, or like, I guess I never really got done because I still do it.
Yeah.
But I freelance graphic design. That's kind of what keeps me like able to do my hobbies.
Yeah.
Also in this 5-year time frame from the 5 years I was working at the law firm, I went to beauty school.
Okay.
And
So you're a mover and shaker.
I'm a hustler. I'm gonna try
see
everything to make some money. Like I'm
Good.
Anything out there. If I think I'm into it, I'm gonna put my all into it
Yeah.
and try. So I did that for a year and a half. Like try to do like freelance like aesthetics, and I couldn't really. I just wasn't really feeling it.
Yeah.
It wasn't it. It wasn't like the thing that I wanted to do. And then I started working after I did the aesthetic stuff. I started looking at like Polaroid cameras because I kept seeing like everybody on like Facebook with them, and I was like, I want to try. So I started taking pictures of like my friends with like my Polaroid camera, and that's kind of like what got me really into photography. And I tried to start like a business at one point where I was just doing
Polaroids.
Polaroid
Get out.
photography.
What's funny is like, I mean, I feel like if you would have pushed that, it probably would have worked out.
And I do think that if I had like the right, I guess, Polaroid camera too, because I was just using like the other ones.
The
like,
Instax.
yeah, and I feel like there's better Polaroid cameras,
Yeah.
and I was just like, in beauty school, like pretty poor, couldn't like afford to get like a nicer one.
It could get expensive because I know
Yeah.
if you're using like the actual Polaroid camera, the little film packs, I think there's like 12 pieces of film in
Yeah.
there, and those things are not cheap.
They're not. Yeah, I think they're like $12 or something, $15,
if not more.
and then
yeah.
you're fucked if you use one and it's trash. Like you can't
Right.
use it again. So, yeah, I did that for a while. That didn't really work out, and then I was like, okay, like maybe I should go into healthcare. So I went and got my phlebotomy license.
All right.
and started like drawing blood for like the Red Cross.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I don't like this. Like, we were just like trying to figure out like what we could do, like me and my husband could do together to kind of like create some sort of business. We tried like doing real estate photography.
Did you get into that, or I mean?
We got like this 360 camera to like do like the tours because we were like, this is the best way.
Right.
And it didn't really work
want
out
it
like
to pan
that.
out.
It's just an oversaturated market, especially in Portland. And the 360 tours, you can do it on like Zillow, like on your phone. They have like an app now for it. So the real estate agents are like, I have an iPhone 14, like I don't
can
need
just do this myself.
Exactly. And you're trying to charge me like $400 to do this, and like I don't want to pay that. So that kind of nixed that in the bud, and we actually got Samsung SE phones, I think is what they were. I can't remember the exact phone it was, but we got new phones, and the camera on the phone was so nice, like the night mode and everything like that, that I just started messing around, like taking pictures, street photography. So at the time we were both door dashing.
Okay.
And I was like, when he was door dashing, like I'd be in the car with him, just like keep him company, and I'm like taking pictures like of random things, like while we're driving around Portland. Like there's a bunch of murals, they have a bunch of like random sculptures everywhere.
Wow.
It's kind of like a blessing to be able to start out doing photography there in terms of like street photography,
Right.
because everything is so like architecturally like beautiful.
Right. Not like here. There's nothing.
I mean,
There's a few things.
There's a few places here. I haven't been to St. Augustine to like explore yet, but I've heard that St. Augustine is like really beautiful.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I've kind of like gotten to the point where it's like, okay, you've got downtown, which is like, you know, if you want to take pictures of like street photography, it's kind of cool for that. There's rivers. And there's the ocean. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. But see, I love that. I do love that.
Yeah.
In Oregon, it's a lot of nature too. Like they have like a bunch of trees and like evergreens and stuff. But yeah, the city, it just did something to me. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from Virginia or something, DC area.
Maybe.
But it was just really inspiring. And then I got so into like taking the night photos that I was like, oh, I should start selling these as prints. And so I started posting them on Facebook and posting them like for my family and friends and stuff. And people were like, oh, like these are really good. Like, and I was like, oh,
well, buy some.
Yeah, like I'm a starving artist. Like, help me out.
Did anybody purchase any?
My friend actually did buy some very recently, like this year, and this was like a year ago, and they were like, do you still have any of those landscape pictures? And I was like, yeah, I think so. But yeah, so I was just really into that, and then I started like watching Irene Rudnick, who's a photographer on YouTube, and she really inspired me to want to start taking pictures of people. So me and my husband researched and like tried to look for like a camera that we could afford and that I could take pictures of people with.
Right.
And we ended up settling on the A6000.
Okay.
And that was my first camera.
All right, cut the live, Pat. I'm kidding. She's a Sony user.
All right, we'll see you next week.
I'm totally kidding. I'm not like weird about that.
Yeah.
I don't care. Canon is just the first I mean, I've got 4 of them.
Yeah.
You know, my first when getting back into digital, it was a Canon. You know, I started out on a Pentax K1000, you know, as a film camera. You know.
Yeah.
But
I have like a weird collection of film cameras actually. Yeah, I have like some spy like all from Goodwill.
Oh, nice.
Various thrift stores, like a spy camera.
If you go on Marketplace, there's always like bundles.
I know.
I see them all the time.
And
when I get ready to
lenses.
decorate this place, I'm going to buy a bunch of them and stick them all over. But
that's what I wanted to do with mine is like use them as decoration. But some of them, like I actually do want them to start like making film for again.
yeah, good luck.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
I mean, you might get some kind. If it's a 35 mil, you might be able to make it work. But I mean, some of those other ones, I don't know.
I think it's like 110. It's like the really like rectangle
cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had those as kids. And my mom, you know, I don't know if she was like trying to push something. She's like, do something. Just do something. Because we were like latchkey kids, you know. We didn't. She wasn't around much. She worked 2 jobs, single mother, you know. So we didn't hardly. She's just like, here's stuff to do, you know. but we got the little 110s for Christmas one year, and I mean, I probably shot about 20 rolls in like the first 2 months.
Okay.
And then she was like, "Listen, I can't afford all this film and having it developed." And
Yeah.
and then when you develop it, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know about
Pictures
composition.
of your cat.
Yes, a lot of them, a lot of my cat.
I have so many pictures of my dogs. It's a thing. You got to start out with some subject, and they're readily available.
Of course. I mean, that was my first thing when I picked up the camera. First thing I shot was poorly sunsets, things of that nature. I think I've all but deleted all those off my Instagram by now. But some people are like, "Nope, I leave all that on there." I'm like, "Nope, not me." I leave some of it, but up to a point. But and then the rest started. I started getting into dogs, and when my grandson was born, I mean, my Lightroom is like, his name is Liam. There's like Liam.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that's so cute. How old is he?
He'll be 5 this year, right?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 5 in November.
This is my son-in-law.
Okay. That makes
So yeah, it's all in the family. But yeah,
Gotcha.
and then most of my stuff on Instagram, if you look at it, it's all like his wife, my daughter, and then my other youngest daughter. So they're like my favorite models. I don't have to pay them.
Yeah.
I feed them.
Yeah.
Well, not her anymore, but what I'm saying.
That's
Yeah,
your
I do
job
now.
Yeah, that's your job. I passed on the torch. How did you come? Okay, you have a really killer style, and we'll get into like how you create some of that stuff. I know it's Photoshop, and I'm gonna also tell you like right now, and which we can vein into. You need to start a master class. I'm just telling you because like one thing I have not done is I've played with Photoshop. I'm one of those rage quitters. That's why I can't play video games.
Yeah.
I rage quit. I'll get in there and I'll start doing stuff, and I'm like, all right, I got layers. I'm good. I got this, and then. And I go to export it or do something and it just doesn't work out.
Just so you know, Photoshop will frustrate the shit out of you forever.
Right.
It's never ending.
Yeah. Is it any better now? With all the upgrades and updates and AI?
I think the Gen AI stuff is cool to an extent. It's not like perfected. Like if you're using Gen AI to like create a whole new background, like first of all, you can't make it consistent. You're going to get a different background every time you generate something. You can't transfer it from one photo to the other. So it's kind of moot. So you still have to learn how to composite.
Yeah.
It's cool for certain shit. Like personally, I love Gen AI for removing my lights. It is the best. It is the quickest way to remove a light. But
do you get your lights in the shot?
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If I feel like it needs to be that close, I'm going to put it in there, and then Gen AI will just remove it for me.
Are you changing the sky in some of your photos?
Some of them, yes. Not all of them, though.
Yeah.
And I can show you.
I like the ones with Jen. I noticed. I was like, I don't think that sky was that brooding.
The orange sky?
It was all like dark and gray clouds behind her. I was like, was it really about to rain? Or
it was sunny as hell.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Blue skies.
Yeah.
Blue skies that day. Some of them I did kind of leave like that blue undertone. I like to do a variety when I'm editing pictures.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll like leave stuff really bright and natural, and then sometimes I'll like change it to be more dark and
I saw one
moody.
of your photos today. It was more like kind of more natural-ish,
It's very rare that I do that.
Yeah?
Yeah. My style is definitely dark and moody, mainly.
That's probably why I like it, because I don't use Photoshop. But I love, like, I'm looking at your photos. I'm like, they're moody, they're dark, they're kind of like the background's a little, gritty, and but the subject is like pristine. It's almost like you painted the whole thing. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's kind of
it
the
is.
vibe.
I looked at it today because I was just curious.
Yeah.
It was pretty awe-inspiring. In all
Thank
honesty.
you.
Absolutely.
The one with Jennifer in the water.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was just crazy looking. It was awesome.
Are you using your camera?
Oh no, should I pop in? Ready
Hey
for
everybody,
this
this is Patrick.
Yo! First time. All right. Hey everybody.
He hasn't had a camera until today.
Oh, okay. I've heard him in the background
Right.
of like some of the stuff with Jen, but I didn't see him.
Yeah.
It's like the man behind the curtain.
We'll get him a little a better upgrade
Okay.
with the GoPro there. There's like
Can you
all-
live stream with the GoPro?
Well, we run it into the Blackmagic A10 Mini.
Ah, okay.
But the problem is it doesn't give a clean HDMI. So there's like all the
Little boxes at
all
the
all the stuff
recording
that's on
and-
the recording thing and everything. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's all good.
Still pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I learned all this stuff when I had my shop. You know, we had everything set up for live streaming, so we could just have people come in and go.
Dope.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. But then that fell apart. But anyways, back to you. So, talk about your style. How did you come to the dark and moody? Because and I don't want to sound. This might sound a little sexist, but I know you can handle it.
Okay.
Army brat. But and for everybody else listening, it's just facts. Okay, but most of the females that I've worked with or are friends with, they like light and airy.
Yeah. So I went to art school. And in art school, you have to study a shit ton of paintings, like a lot of paintings. And one particular artist that I'm obsessed with is Jan van Eyck, and he's a new Renaissance artist. His paintings are dark and moody. They're very dark and moody. The way that he uses light is really dynamic, and he uses a lot of indirect and direct light in certain portions of his paintings. And him, let me see, Gregory Crutzen, who's another amazing photographer. His sets are crazy. He runs his sets like a full film production.
Really?
It's like a $50,000 picture every time you look at it. It's insane.
When people ask, why do you charge so much?
Yeah, this light is $20,000.
Right.
And I'm only
you
have it for the
any
day.
Idea?
Yeah.
If people only knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I imagine with all the one thing I get and one thing there's a lot of depth in your photos, which I love. I absolutely love the depth of field in there. I mean, it's like one of the most sought after things. I know everybody can't have, f1.8 all the time.
Yeah.
But when I shoot, I generally tend to.
I only use a nifty 50.
Yeah.
I rarely ever use I barely use an 85. If I do, it's absolutely necessary, but I shoot with the same lens for everything.
That's good. Consistency, right?
It's simple consistency. That's just my favorite. And then same thing with lighting. I only use one light.
Yeah.
I rarely ever use a second light, and if I do, it's because it's a rim light or because I'm doing something weird with the background. But the way I developed my style, I would say is the art school thing. I had to deconstruct a lot of those pictures and explain, what my thought process was of what I thought the artist thought while he was making it, and that did really help me kind of, I guess, develop my style. Specifically, I think the route that I took to get there, because I wrote this down because I know I'm ADHD.
That's
told
okay.
you.
That's okay. Nate Sauer, I don't know if you've seen his work. He was on a couple weeks ago, and he brought printouts of questions.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, and I was like, it was actually kind of cool.
Dang, I should have done that. I should have printed it out.
You could have.
Or bullet pointed it. I
could've,
really wasn't that prepared.
Well, he had asked all his followers to ask him questions that I could ask him on the show.
That
and
was
so
a good idea.
he typed them. He went in and everybody asked him questions. He went in and typed them all up. He
had 27?
I want to say it was 37.
37.
Yeah.
Dang.
So it was really I felt bad because I'm like, hey, I kind of shoot from the hip. I just want to talk. But we did use some of the questions on there, but it was kind of cool,
Yeah.
But for sure, I mean, anything you've got prepared. I'm starting to feel kind of, I need to start preparing a little more, man.
Nah, man, just shooting from the hip,
It's not bad. I feel it's totally
No,
fine.
this has been very informative, so far, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
You're I can see what you're doing. You're still hitting the wrong button.
Okay, so this is how I found my style. I did everything. I went and did every shoot that I got asked to do. So like wedding photography, boudoir, family, kids, fantasy, like every single time somebody asked me to do something, I'd say yes. And I know a lot of photographers are scared to do that, but don't be scared. Go do it.
You got to do it.
Yeah, and that really helped me figure out what I didn't want to do and what I did want to do.
Right.
Once I figured out what I absolutely did not want to do, I worked on developing that technique more. So
on the things you didn't want to do.
On the things I did.
Oh, okay.
I did. Yeah.
I got you.
But I have like I knew that I wasn't wasting my time.
Right.
I guess on the other stuff because I knew I didn't want to do it anymore.
So you just lopped them.
Yeah.
Cut them off.
And then I just started focusing on specific things. And then once I started focusing on specific things, I guess like I was saying earlier, and we were talking about kind of like gatekeeping a little bit. Like when I first started, I was messaging photographers and stuff too. And I was like, hey, like, I love your work. Like, I'm just curious what kind of lens you use. Like, no offense. And people would either leave you on red or they'd be like, buy my class. And you're like, okay, respect. Like, gotcha. But sometimes you can just fucking tell people what kind of lens you're using. It's not that big of a deal. Same thing with lighting or whatever. Once I figured out that I wanted to do portraits and like mainly work with models or do boudoir, that's when I started really getting into like Flash and Googling Flash, YouTubing it, like high speed sync, you know, using ND filters, all that stuff. But really the thing that I found over time that inspires me is like the divine feminine, like that mother nature connection to women.
I couldn't tell.
Like
really
I
good.
just did my first shoot with like a solo for a guy, and I was like, woo, like that was
It came out good?
It came out great, but I was like really nervous because
Why?
I don't really know how to pose dudes.
As long as they got abs, just this is the typical thing. You put your arm up behind your
Yeah.
head and
That's
crush your abs in.
kinda
I don't
what we
have
did.
them, so I don't really know. I have my daughter affectionately put it when she was younger, when Thor first came out, the first
okay.
one.
Yep.
She goes, leans over in the movie theater and goes, Dad, he's got abs. I said, yeah. And she goes, you have flabs.
Oh my god. The
You're fucking
disrespect.
grounded for like the rest of your life, but you're not wrong.
The disrespect.
I love her.
I would have cried after
She's
that.
goofy. She's my kid. It's whatever.
Yeah, kids are mean as hell though.
They can be.
They are
They
ruthless.
tend to be.
I have two little brothers. One of them is 16. One of them is 15.
Mm-hmm.
They are so mean.
They can.
I don't know why. To me, at least.
Jealousy.
Maybe.
Siblings, probably. I don't know about my daughter. She's just goofy like me, and she'll go do anything for the joke, you know. So.
Yeah.
And I don't mind being the brunt of that joke.
That's them. They're always firing my shit up.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, that
all right.
was funny. That was funny. Like I remember when you couldn't talk though. So
Yeah.
let's
If you
keep
give
it
them a
cute.
reaction, they're gonna do it.
Yeah, I have all the tea on you when you were younger.
Yeah. Just wait till you bring a girl around.
Oh
Bum,
yeah.
bum, bum.
Yeah, I'm wearing that phase now too. So I'm like,
Ruh-roh.
but yes, the divine feminine.
Sorry, we got a little off track. I apologize.
The divine feminine is definitely what like inspires me. So when I did the shoot with this male model, it was like it really wasn't bad. Like once we got there and I got like the lighting and everything set up and I got kind of an idea of what he was using the pictures for, that helped me out a lot. I was like, okay, cool. Like, so
Yeah.
you're using these to promote, because he's a dancer. So I was like, using these to promote like your dancing page, so like you can get more bookings and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. Like very GQ. So it was at the beach, and we just kind of like the same beach I did the pictures with Jen with the
Okay.
crazy sky background.
Mhm.
And I just had him like put his hands in his pockets most of the time, be very casual, like walk on the beach, like really simple tasks, so that it wasn't like anything like super posy. With women, it's obviously you want to either want to
Strike a
come
pose.
off really, really fierce or really elegant. And
Right.
yeah, strike a pose. So
You can
like,
do the same poses with guys, I imagine.
yeah, you can to a certain extent.
Right.
Some of the stuff that like I guess do with, for example, like the Alidora shoot, the one that I just did with I don't know if you know who Alidora is.
Is that the?
It's the one that's like for my giveaway picture.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Which we need to get into shortly.
Yes. I'm so excited to talk about that.
I'm excited to hear about it.
So Alador is an amazing model. I just started working with her, and like she is my muse. Like I love her. She really brought it with like these super elegant but like Renaissance style like poses at this shoot, and it was like looking at a painting. So then we were like inside because we did that shoot at my dad's house, and we were inside like the pool area to start out, and then we were like okay, like let's head out to like the grass, and we moved to like the dock, and then once we got to the dock I was like the clouds look crazy, like we have to get this
Gotta
going.
use it.
So that's when those pictures came out, and I was like, this is fucking Victoria's Secret. Like somebody call them, get them on the line.
For sure.
I was
It made me nervous
ecstatic.
about doing the podcast tonight.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, this girl's like a professional.
That makes me feel really good.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, I don't get nervous much.
Yeah.
So it was like there, and then it went away. I was like, she's just a person.
Yeah.
Just like I told you.
I was so nervous because I'm so tired, like to be honest. Like I am just
Why are you so tired?
I had this whole like long ass mini session day on Sunday, I think that was, where it was at one of my partner locations, the Hot House and the Sweatshop. That's where I do a lot of like my dungeon, like boudoir pictures and stuff
Right.
and it was like a 12-hour day.
Whoop.
And so I'm just exhausted. I had to shoot the day before that, and then the day before that, and then I have like 13 galleries calling my name at home.
Oh, so we're cutting into. If you're waiting on photos, you're gonna have to wait at least an hour and a half more.
You'll get them soon, I promise. Like I get really excited about certain pictures. Like I will edit them like fairly quickly.
I don't know how that feels. No, I mean, when I don't like doing weddings. The only reason I like doing weddings is because I get so much content.
Yeah.
And when I bring back 3,000 frames, I'm like, I'll start going through like one at a time, like an idiot, and I'm like, oh, I like that, and then I'll start editing it, and I'll sit there for an hour and a half editing, and then I'm like, oh wait, I've got all these, I got to finish culling, and I probably have ADHD as well.
Yes, I think that it's
a touch.
Yeah, I think so too. We're like very squirreling out right now. Like, oh yeah, oh this thing, oh that thing. Yeah,
for sure.
That's definitely.
But
I think we're on the same vibe.
That's how these things go, man.
Squirrel show. See, yes.
Scared me, man. I thought there might have actually been a squirrel.
I'm terrified of squirrels. I've actually had really bad interactions with squirrels.
Have you been to the park at Green Cove?
Yes, Spring Park.
Yeah.
No, actually, this started in my youth.
Oh, those squirrels are cool.
The squirrels at Green Park?
Yeah.
Green Cove?
Yeah.
Yes, they did bite my sister-in-law's dad on the finger.
I've never been bitten.
See, I track the ones with the negative energy. I don't know why they hate me.
Maybe it's like, I don't know. Are you like, what are you thinking about when you see a squirrel? Like,
it's not. I know what it is.
Stomping on it like a rat or something?
No, I'm cursed. I'm cursed. That's what it is.
Totally throwing you under the bus over here.
I do hate them, but it's not that. It's that when I was younger, my granny, bless her heart, she was a very Southern woman, and so she grew up out here in the country. She's a country girl, and in Alabama, and you play with whatever you want when you're outside in the country, and like so, we were walking down this path by her house one day, and there was like a squirrel tail that had fallen off. This is like a horrible story. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but
I used to have one of those too.
A squirrel tail, and literally she like told me I could keep it, and I pushed it around in a baby carriage for like a week. I tried to like give it to like missionaries that like came to the door. They're like, we're fucking good, thank you.
I'm all set there.
Yeah,
Baby Crockett.
I'm good on the squirrel tail.
Did that fall off your hat?
I literally think that's why they don't like me. I think they know about that. They're like, yeah, like that was disrespectful. You have beef with us for the rest of your life.
Maybe. I doubt it.
I see. I don't know. It's so ingrained in my soul that I really do think that's what it is. But
could be.
I digress.
Yeah, I digress too. Let's go back to photography.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get back on track. Okay, so dark and moody. You only use one. I see you brought your lighting technician with you today.
Yes, this is my husband Kevin. He holds my lights, puts them in the right position. Sometimes he can see light in a way that I can't too. So he is super, super helpful on these things.
Awesome.
But yeah, like we we do a lot of stuff together. Like Kevin does all the video for like weddings and stuff that we do.
Awesome.
So
like the BTS and everything.
The whole actual video. Like he does wedding video too.
Well, all right then. We should have set up another mic for you, buddy.
But yeah, so we work together really good as a team. And like when we were trying to tackle the wedding stuff, we were like, okay, if you learn how to do videography, we can do this both these things together.
Because doing it, one person doing video and photography, I can tell you from experience, it sucks.
Yeah.
A fought one.
I don't think I could do hybrid especially for like a wedding. Like on shoots where I'm doing content and stuff for the person, absolutely. That's totally fine. But doing like a whole wedding day, solo, hybrid video and photo,
it sucks.
No.
Yeah.
Because like, what do you do if there's like an important moment and you want to get video? Do you screen grab from the video?
You're fucked.
Yeah. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on, I suppose that's not a bad idea, actually. But yeah, I mean, my girlfriend would second shoot for me.
Yeah.
So I would just be like, turn on the video. Or I would be doing video if I wanted to do slow-mo or whatever, which is, that also screws me up. Not to get on another tangent, but like I'll have it set to 120 frames a second. And then like I'll go and do an interview with the bride, and then I'll go do an interview with the groom, and there's no sound on 120 frames on a Canon.
Yep.
I don't know about the Sonys, but I know on a Canon there's no audio, and it's also in super slow mo. It's not like, what are you going to speed it up to the normal rate? It's going to sound like weird.
Exactly. Yep. That's
I fucked up a couple of those.
We all do. We all fuck up a couple of things throughout our careers, so don't feel bad.
Oh, I don't.
Don't feel bad. These people out here, any photographers, don't feel bad about fucking up. It's completely normal, and it happens. You have to do it to learn, and it happens to everybody. So like, you just kind of have to take it on the chin and just move on.
Keep it rolling.
Yep.
Keep it
pushing.
So, let's talk to me about this giveaway you got going on. Let's get into that juice.
Okay, the giveaway. Yes. So it's the 4K giveaway. I'm really trying to get to 4,000 followers on IG.
You're close.
I'm at like 3,890 or something.
Yeah, you're close.
I can't remember. I looked at
Oh, God, let me go give a follow.
Do it. Everyone helps.
But yes, it's just going to be...
Drop your handle real quick.
Oh, it's at taymac.art.
Go and follow her right now. And then as soon as you finish doing that, at Archetype Aperture, and give us a follow.
Yes, for sure.
I'm going to whore myself out wherever I can. I haven't even made it. I just started that account. Like I said, I haven't even got to 100 followers on there yet.
Yeah. It takes a little bit of time.
I'm the worst about posting shit.
I see, and that's how I was before. I was really, really bad, and I wasn't consistent. Now that I've been more consistent, like I think last month I was like okay in consistency. This month I've been like every single day posting something. And I think my reach last month was like 5,000 accounts. This month it's like 10.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
Does being verified help?
I feel like it does for like, I don't know. I think people see my page and they think I'm like way more legit because I'm verified. Yeah. But I was like honored when I got asked if I wanted to be verified. I was like,
oh,
really?
They asked you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, and so I was like,
I haven't been asked yet.
I think you have to like do a certain amount of engagement to get to that point. Mm-hmm. But and like you said, your account, you just started it. So
even my photography page, I've had it for years. I've just never really, I don't promote all that much. So.
Maybe I also like got in their good favor because I've spent like probably $500 to $1,000 on
promoting
Facebook ads. Yeah, so maybe they're like, she spends money. Look at her verification.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of 50-50, honestly. Like sometimes I get leads from those things, and like with the leads form that is built in, and people are like, oh my God, like I want to book a shoot with you. I tell them how much it costs, and then they're like,
oh my God, I'll wait.
Yeah, or
I have a cell phone.
My friend said she's gonna do it for free, or somebody's gonna do it for me, and I'm like, okay. And then they come back and they're like, oh, like, can I book with you? And you're like I want to be petty and be like, no.
Sorry,
friend. But
I'm booked up till 2045. So suck it.
Like I would love to say that, but I do.
Can't.
I do need the money. Like
no,
please
I
book
know.
me.
I know. I don't book anything anymore, so I might be. I'm just not that mean. I joke about shit like that, but I would never say anything like that. I would probably take. I would take the job too.
You're so nice, Jim. I believe you.
Okay, so go back to
the giveaway. So I want to make sure I'm saying this verbatim.
Sure.
So
bust it out.
My 4K giveaway. Basically, all I'm doing is trying to get to 4,000 followers on Instagram. So tag 2 friends at a minimum for bonus points. Post it to your story, and there's going to be 2 prizes. One is a $250 voucher towards a boudoir session with me. And then the other prize is a free session. It's a 1-hour session with me. You can choose creative or boudoir. It does not include hair and makeup because
so if I win,
expensive.
If I win, can I like just have you help me with Photoshop stuff?
Absolutely.
For an hour?
Did you enter?
No, not yet. Not yet, but I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already following you, but I will definitely share your stuff out.
Appreciate it.
I love doing that stuff, and that's what this is about. You know,
yeah.
I like doing this almost. I got the bug for podcasting, and I would almost rather do this than take pictures of people.
Okay.
And then occasionally I'll go up early in the morning and go do a sunrise shoot.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's kind of how I started to be lately with video. I'm like, I really like making content. It's kind of fun.
It is.
I just recently did a gym video for Step Up with Sarah, who's like an amazing trainer, and you guys should all take her twerk class on October 20th at Asbury Commons. But
what kind of class is it?
It's a twerk class.
A twerk class.
Yes, but it's like dance. It's a dance aerobics class.
I don't have enough ass for that.
All the ladies, I should clarify, come take the twerk class.
Go clap your booties, girls.
Yes. It is a very fun class, I will say. But I did a video for her for like promo, and it came out so cool. Like we did it in like a kind of an abandoned like warehouse situation. And it had like a bunch of like.
Was she twerking in the video?
Not necessarily. They were doing like a lot of like workouts, like pre-workout stuff, like because you do like you stretch in the class and you lift weights and stuff like that. And it's called a twerk class, but like. It is like a whole like routine that you learn, like a dance routine. And so that they wanted to do the routine, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, let me record it. And so like out of that one session, I was able to take a couple pictures for them, make them at least like 3 reels, separate reels that they can use for content throughout like the next couple weeks and, promo with and stuff. And yeah, it was a pretty fun thing to do. And because I'm super new to like making, I guess, promo content, I don't want to like say I'm like an expert in that, in like video stuff yet. But wait till you see these videos. I'm gonna post them, and then you could see, and you tell me what you think.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm just really excited to start exploring that because it's a whole new avenue of like. Creativity and like it's interesting how
as well as income.
Yes, and it's interesting how the photography plays a role in the videography, like what you were saying earlier about like the 120 frames per second. I was like, I'm so used to shooting in high speed sync that like I'm like, oh, let me grab a little video at the end, like after I'm done taking like flash pictures, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm on 1/8,000th of a second right now. Like that's not gonna be it. I'm like, I need to be at like 1/160th. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's definitely interesting. I think the main thing I'm learning about video is that I need constant lights. And that's something that I'm not used to. Like with just having like one big ass strobe, I'm like, I don't really need any constant lights. I use the same one in the studio, so I'm like, I don't need that. But then now I do need it.
Yeah. Yeah. I started doing YouTube. I was making like really dumb videos. Like I was trying to be like a content creator on YouTube.
Okay.
So if you go on this page that we're streaming to now and you look back at some of my old videos, some of them were just goofy and like didn't have any context whatsoever. And it was just me practicing all of the things that I learned using different lenses, different lighting situations, different like speed ramps and this and that. But you won't know you know, you got to try it. You got to try it, and you got to put it out there.
Yeah.
You know, but that's why I kind of got used to having constant lights. I don't abhor flash.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like it.
See, and that's how I take all my pictures.
Yeah.
Is flash.
I would feel like for you, I mean, but you're used to it that way now. I just feel like when you're posing models, you can like actually you got the light and you can like move it to where you want it and it just stays on.
The constant?
Yeah.
I don't like the way it looks.
You don't like it?
Mm-mm.
Well, that's fine.
It's not super like I think you can, like, if you get a strong enough light, like a strong enough constant light, you can use it in, like, the daytime. Maybe if you, like, put a scrim in front of it to, like, diffuse it or whatever.
Oh, yeah, you got to have a diffuser.
Yeah, and then I think that it could work, but, like, I love the, like, starky, punchy contrast from the flash. Like, I love that look. So I don't know. Like I started out with natural light. I just don't think occasionally I will, especially if my flash dies. I'm like, okay,
you got no choice.
We got 15 minutes left. Like, let's get you some natural lights, girl.
Yeah.
But I really only want to shoot flash the rest of my life.
I mean, I get it. I mean, when I'm outside, like I'll probably I've got a little, the trigger and a stand with a softbox, put my flash inside there. That's how I do off-camera flash. I just, nothing fancy.
Yeah.
And I'll probably bring that tomorrow, and just if I need to pop some flash just to fill light, but outside of that, I don't really mess with it.
Yeah. It's a learning curve. It took me like 4 or 5 months to really figure it out. Definitely shout out to FJH Photography, like his YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is amazing. Everything that I learned about photography, like flash wise, I learned off of that YouTube channel, and I learned from his Facebook group. So that's a big thing too. I wanted to say.
So cool that we can learn everything on YouTube.
Yep. His Facebook group is Learn to Light, I think. Learn to Light off camera flash community or something like that. Anyways, it's really, really, really good because you go in there, you get to see everybody's camera settings. Like it's like a requirement. You got to post the settings. So there's like no gatekeeping. You got to post what kind of lights you use, like what angle the lights were at, like all of that stuff. Like, that's what I wanted to say.
Go ahead.
So I think a really big tip, because I have a list of tips because
pull them up.
I'm not trying to gatekeep. So, because I get asked,
bust them out, man. Let's go.
Every post I make, I get probably 15 messages, and I'm like, oh damn, I don't want to type the same thing out.
Well, they ask you.
Yeah, for this post, let me just show you what I'm talking about.
You got to come up with standard operating procedures.
I know, like a copy and paste.
Just put it in your notes on your phone, and then when somebody asks, just
see. I actually do have that. I have because I have an Android. I have the Microsoft keyboard, and it has a little section where you can copy and pin your copy, so you can save things that you copy and paste, my IG links and Facebook and all that stuff. I just literally have that all saved to a clipboard.
Stop making droids look good to me, okay?
It's fun. I just ordered the.
I think you're the first photographer that I've met that has a Android.
I got it for the camera.
He's on an Android too. Y'all are, you guys are so cute. Did you send me something?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna let you see there.
She gave me access to her phone.
So
I swear I won't go through any of your stuff.
Oh, you're good. There is nothing on there.
What are we
There's
looking
pictures of my dogs.
What are we looking up here?
Oh, just all the comments. So you see how many comments you get on a post when you post something with lighting or whatever.
Yeah.
There people are is a million people asking me a bunch of questions.
That's a lot.
So
that's a lot of shit, man. I don't have none of those comments, man. You gotta go in my thing and comment like this.
But specifically, I think some of these questions are actually good to answer on here.
Yeah, go for it.
So
sorry for the gnat.
It's fine. Somebody asked
my fourth pet.
what a behind the scenes setup for me is. Or to see a photo. I hardly ever remember to do behind the scenes content. If you look at all of my Instagram stuff, it's usually stuff that other people recorded for their behind the scenes.
Right.
Then I'm like, can you send that to me? Because I forgot to do it.
Well, I will too, real quick. You know, I did behind the scenes. I did a full 9.5 hour day with Kayla and Joe from the collab.
Okay.
And
I haven't been there yet.
Oh, they got something coming up actually pretty soon. We'll talk about that offline.
Okay.
But when when Joe was here on the podcast, I offered it, and boy, did they put me to work. I mean, it was a fun day. They had a styled shoot, and it was super fun. But I did all the slow-mo video, and I took a fuckload of pictures, environmental photos. If you need, just let me know.
Oh, I will definitely let you know. For sure.
I would love to help.
Because, I want you to get back into your stuff that you were talking about last time. So I can give you like a little behind the scenes on how I take pictures in person.
For sure. Oh, yeah. I would love to shadow you. For sure.
Yeah, that's what so that would be super
Probably
good time.
more behind the computer, though.
Okay.
Yeah. I might, I don't know, depending on if you don't break my bank, I might just send you some photos. I want to get photoshopped and let you just go nuts with them. I'll send you the raws.
Oh, fire.
How would that be?
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
I do edit pictures, so if you do want your pictures edited.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's like a whole genre on YouTube you could start.
Yeah, just editing?
Yeah, showing people how to edit and then doing, asking people if they want, hey, send me your photos, your raw photos. I'll edit them online, and do a video on it.
Yeah, I mean,
show people your process.
I think that would be actually really cool because that's all the questions that I get asked is like, how do you edit? So this one says like, can you please tell us like what your behind the scenes looked like or whatever? Draw diagrams. Like that's a big tip I have for you. Like I literally in my notes, I think I have like 4 or 5 like recently of like diagrams that I drew of like my shoot setups like beforehand. I'm
going to tell you, like some people do like the mood boards and stuff.
Yeah.
I like that. It's like a football play.
It's simple.
So I had a photographer tell me a long time ago that I needed to get a sketch pad and draw the concepts in my head. I thought I had to draw them like extremely well.
Oh, like realistic?
But no, but I can't. I can't draw a fucking stick figure, okay? And that's what a lot of these were. And I only did like a few of them, and I was like, this is horrible. I'm not going to show anybody. This is a concept. Like, really? Like a client? Like, I'm going to show them this. Like, this is what I want it to look like. They're going to go, yeah, we're going to go somewhere else. But that gives me hope that mine aren't that bad.
It's not. It's not. It's got to be like such a simple thing to do. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little blur. Back it up just a little bit towards your face, some.
Yeah, you just want to cover your face with it. But yeah.
There's a foul on that play.
Laughing so hard?
No, that's pretty cool, though.
That's really cool, though. Did you draw that on your phone? You had like the little drawing app?
Yeah, I did. I just, it's little Samsung.
Yeah, but like the way you interpret it in your head, is obviously different than what everybody else is seeing, too.
For sure.
So, like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but like the X, that's the person, like the subject. The 1 is like the lighting.
Okay.
The 2 is like the second light, like the backlight.
Okay.
And then this is the backdrop right here. And then this is
nice.
The circle is the camera.
That's you.
Very simple. Yeah.
Wow.
No, I like it. I think it's great. I mean, as far as layouts and setups, for sure that I imagine that does help.
Yeah.
Everything moves smoothly along.
When you plan, it does. Sometimes you're in the moment and you just do it. Or if you have like...
As we can all see, I don't do that.
Or if someone like asks like for a lighting setup or whatever, you can do that for them.
Yeah.
And like it's pretty easy to But the second question I get is the makeup. Like, how do I enhance makeup on people? It is literally, I just redo their makeup in Photoshop.
That's what I thought. That's my problem.
Is the Photoshop part?
Russell from So Scenic, I don't know if you've seen his work either.
Yes, I have.
So he talked about like when he learned how to do, he went and did like a thing with, I think it was Sawyer Hartman. They did like a what do you call it? A fucking class or master class or whatever. But he had to like go to
seminar.
Yeah, that. But he had to go to like Los Angeles, I guess, where he was at to do it.
Okay.
And he was just like, yeah, he was telling me, he's like, I could take like the texture off your skin and then do this and then put it all back. And it's just like, that's the part. I'm like, what are you doing?
That comes with, I think, experience.
Yeah.
Like, that is definitely something that over time, like consistency wise, like you'll just master. So there are things you can do to make your life easier, like actions. You know what actions are?
So like kind of like a preset.
Kind of like it just plays and does everything for you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like you can download actions from like Envato or like it's kind of like presets in terms of like the actual work.
Right.
It streamlines your work process. So if you're gonna do like high frequency, like they have high frequency retouch, like, and now Photoshop's so advanced with like detecting a subject that you don't have to even use the brush to like mask anybody anymore.
Really?
You can just hit play and it'll be like, okay, high
And it just
frequency is
does it.
done. Yep, you turn down the opacity, turn it up.
What?
Yeah. I would still recommend doing it the other way just so you know how it works.
Yeah.
And if something does go wrong or if it's something that is maybe a little bit more high end or really expensive shoot and you want to do it like from scratch the right way, like you can do it that way.
Yeah, in case it goofs up or something, then
Yeah.
you know how to fix it.
Exactly.
Right,
And
right.
that's another thing I wanted to talk about too.
Sure.
But that is my number one question is how I do the makeup. It's that I redo their makeup in Photoshop. You can get a shit ton of brushes on Envato for like eyelashes and like all kinds of stuff. And just the same makeup they have on, just redo it.
I generally tell my models minimal makeup. You know, because if you don't tell them that, you get this cool little line. I don't know if you've ever seen the makeup line between
like
the
from
face and the
not
neck.
blending the neck or whatever.
Right.
Mhm.
I've had that, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do because I don't Photoshop. You know,
Yeah.
I just don't. I do everything in Lightroom.
Every color that I edit is in Lightroom.
Okay.
I don't do any like color editing in Photoshop. Like no curves or anything like that.
Okay.
Everything I do like that, I do in Lightroom, and that is very easy.
Yeah.
I will tell you exactly how to do that right now. Go to luxlens.com and download the Pro Portrait
The presets.
the AI presets.
Okay.
Literally, the background of a photo you can like brighten or darken in like 2 seconds.
Okay.
It'll just recognize everything for you. It's adjustable. You can go back later and like turn it up a little bit, turn it down. They do have like a skin smoothing thing. It's
It's
a little
wonky.
it's a little out of control. Like
Yeah.
because it's Lightroom, you know what I mean? It's not like Photoshop.
It's
where you
just
can do-
luminance.
Exactly. And so you have to turn it down like quite a bit if you use that. So I will say watch out for that one. But everything else is great, and the link is in my bio because
So
I am
once
an
you get the
affiliate.
colors in the photo all the way you want, then you bring it into Photoshop and do the skin.
And then I remove all the stuff.
Right.
And then I do the skin, I do the makeup, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. And that's it.
Wow. There you have it, folks. No, I'm just no, it sounds super easy.
I try to make it simple as possible.
No, I fully believe in presets. Things of that nature. I don't. I'm not one of these weirdos that's like, if you don't use a preset, you're not really editing. No, I mean it gives me a different. It gives me a look I don't maybe think I didn't think of. Okay, I'm using this preset as a starting point, and then I go in and start my edits.
It's just a base.
Right.
That's what a lot of people don't look. I think that they make that mistake or whatever. They're not looking at it as like this is the start of my project. Like I need to adjust a couple things, and then now that I see this preset on top, I need to go back and turn down the blues. Like
Right.
the blues are too blue. Like the shirts are all turning blue, like they're white shirts.
Blowing out highlights.
Exactly. Yeah. And you have to kind of go back and adjust those things. I like a really matte look to my pictures, even though they're so super shiny. I like them to be like film because that's where I started out was like film with the Polaroids.
Yep.
So I'm like, I like really wanted to have that Polaroid look still. So
I
like
think the matte look is kind of like in.
it is definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know like what it would be described as like aesthetic wise.
I just say matte,
Okay.
like a matte finish
I feel like it's like
or fade. or
cottage like they have all these different like terms now for like we were talking about this the other day, like I go to TikTok to learn all my slang.
something. Oh yeah,
If you do a shoot with me, I'm gonna be like, yes,
yeah.
go off queen, like
Oh,
the whole
yeah.
time. I'm sorry, I apologize.
No, I just sent a TikTok to my girlfriend, and it was funny. She said it reminded her of her daughter. It was like a mom talking to the kid, and it was like, oh, be so for real, like what?
Yes.
No cap, all this shit. I'm like, who talks like? Do they even really talk like that anymore?
They do.
I try not to talk to young people.
Yeah, they. It's exhausting.
I can't identify.
It is exhausting. But no, they really do talk like that. Actually,
God bless them. I mean, I guess we had stuff. In my day, it was like rad.
Yeah.
That was the shit.
Oh, do you remember that commercial that used to come on TV, and it was like a AT&T commercial or something, and it was like IDK my BFF Jill, like when the mom's like talking to her the whole time. You remember that? Like that was like the furthest like extent of like what we had as like slang, and then they have all of this stuff now, and it's like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so sorry. Did I offend you?
It took me forever to learn the IDK and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, it took me forever. I was like, what does that mean? When the first time I saw it, I was like, what is this?
I feel like that's like a
shorthand.
Yeah, like instant messenger. Like back in the day was like AIM and like MySpace, like statuses and stuff.
Yeah, my kids when they first got their cell phones, they knew how to do it already, and they were just blowing my mind. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. I can't talk to you. I just can't.
Yeah.
But
Sorry guys, we keep having squirrel moments.
that's okay. This is real. This is real life. This is a real podcast. That's how we do things. It's not scripted.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Are there any questions?
No questions. Got 3 likes in here.
Anybody saying hi?
No,
Other
not
than
yet.
Josie?
Not yet.
There was a couple people messaged me earlier. I was like, you better come on in.
We had like 7 people in here earlier.
Woohoo! 7 people. More people will watch later.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I know. My parents are in Hawaii. Like I'm pretty sure they're still at work.
Yeah.
Well,
we get a lot more views on the replays. It's hard for people to get into a live and sit and watch for an hour and a half. And I'm dragging behind on uploading. This will be 3 now podcasts.
Okay.
The audio that I need to upload to the audio page. Because I'll take the video and I just rip the audio.
Oh, right, for like Spotify.
Right.
Apple
So
Music
people
and
can
stuff.
see. Right. So it's going to be a minute before you can just listen. You can go back and watch it all you want. And if you'd like, for content purposes or what have you, I pretty much do this with all my guests, but I'll take the video because we record as well as live stream.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take the video and I can throw it into a Dropbox and send you a link.
Oh,
and you
perfect.
can have that full video, and then you can cut it up and edit it however you want.
Make reels.
Yes,
You
I
have been
need
very
the content.
informative right now. Just ahead, like all the questions that are in your inboxes and everything like that. I would definitely make a video on those.
Thank you.
Sure.
I'm definitely gonna try to do more stuff like that masterclass. I've been thinking about it. I'm not gonna lie, because I get so many questions that I'm like, it's really hard for me to like I said earlier, like want to sit there and like answer every single one, because I do want to help, but like I don't want to spend like 3 hours every time I post something like messaging people back about like the lighting setup. So I am considering like dropping at least like a lighting class and like an editing class, like basic editing. Let me see one more question. I'm sure there's one in here that's like really
please
good.
do. I love it. Makes my job easy. I can just sit here and look ugly. My beard is getting really weird lately. I haven't trimmed it at all in like 3 weeks.
Mine too.
Your beard?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
I was gonna say you're going for that Hugh Jackman over there right now.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I was thinking more like
Like rugged.
I was looking at myself the other day and I was thinking, God, what was that guy's name? Gary Busey? Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I know who you're talking about, but
Chickens,
my
we
mind won't let me see it.
So Gary Busey, his son is Jake Busey. Gary Busey is nuttier than squirrel turds.
Okay.
That's the only way I can
Is he
like this.
famous?
Yeah. He's
Okay.
been in a lot of movies.
Okay. I will Google it when we leave. Oh, okay. I have more questions. Okay.
Please.
So,
Someone asked.
yes, if you would like to start out with photography, like what would you want to use, like I guess to start out with? I started out on Pixie Set because it was all in one. You could host your website there. You can host your galleries there, client galleries. You can send contracts, invoices. Now you can do mini sessions and you can have a book now button. Before you couldn't do that when I first started, like 2 years ago using it. And it's not bad. And you get like, I think 1,000 gigabytes of like online storage space or something.
Okay.
But that's what I recommend people start out with because it's all in
As
one.
like a web page.
Yeah, like
Okay.
so that because you can make
And
your
what's it
website
called?
Pixie Set.
Pixie Set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that way you can have everything all in one place, and you're not like, oh, I have to use this, I have to use that. I personally like Sessions to book, and then Pixie Set to post my galleries and have my website.
So is that basically where you have your website hosting through? Okay.
It's Pixie Set.
Yeah, I used to have Squarespace, and that got a little costly. So I was like, I'm dumping that. I dumped it, which pissed me off because I started a blog, and I had like at least 8 or 9 blogs that I did on there, and I loved them. You know, I was very passionate about the blogs, but I'm not really doing much of that anymore.
This is like a digital blog, though.
Well, it is. It is. And before I was doing the interviews, which only started like a couple of months ago, you know, probably, was it 3 months ago, roughly?
Yeah, 3 months about.
Before then, it was just me, and I wasn't videoing anything. I would literally just sit down, and it would just be me talking about the new Canon, you know, or whatever. And that was what I did. Or I would, where was I going with that? Anyways, yeah. But I had all that, and now I'm on Google Sites.
Google Sites.
Yeah,
Okay.
it literally. I mean, you pay for the domain, which I think actually Squarespace just bought that out, which sucks because now
Damn,
it's
I'm just
costing
gonna go
me-
back to Squarespace.
Yeah, because now it was only costing me like $6 a month for the site. You know, it wasn't a very good site. They didn't have like all the templates and all that stuff that Squarespace has, so it kind of looked a little. Somebody told me it kind of looked like MySpace. It was really shitty.
No. I'm
Did
sure
you
it's
have the
not
song
that
in the
bad.
background on
No
your page?
song in the
Oh,
background.
man.
No song in the background.
Some Nickelback or something.
But that, I mean, for a cheap fix, I mean, it's $20 for the you know, for the domain name, and then you know, it was like here, I'll let you.
Most people, honestly,
That's my webpage, and you know, I just threw that together in about 30 minutes. You can tell.
I'm a graphic designer, so I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's not bad.
She's like, this is the worst shit in the world. I made a better website than this when I was like 12.
No.
Thank you.
I'm just looking through it, and it's
You
very
muted her.
nice.
You muted her. I muted both of us.
Am I muted?
We're muted. Oh, there we go.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, now you can hear me too.
Hello.
Sorry about that.
I just don't like the blue. That's it.
Yeah,
Everything else
I
is
know.
nice.
I know. I don't like it either.
But it is really
I don't like the footer. I don't like the header. I don't like any of that shit.
most people are only looking at your website on a mobile version anyway. So
On
it really
a
doesn't
what?
matter on a mobile version.
Oh, okay.
So like I designed my desktop site to like the 9s, and I always forget about the mobile version.
Yeah.
And that's what most people visit my
Right.
site on is their phone. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
So Pixie Set.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty cool. I might check into that. It sounds a little girly for me, maybe. But it could be just a cool thing. I don't know.
They have templates and stuff too, like really nice.
Oh,
ones.
is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I might actually go back to Squarespace. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just it's a nut. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if I want to spend that nut.
Can you integrate like other payment processors with Squarespace?
I think you can.
Okay,
Yeah,
because like for a while it was like just PayPal, right?
I think so, but they have like you can. This is not a commercial for Squarespace. For
No,
crying
not
out
at
loud.
all.
We
Like,
don't
we're
get
just-
paid. We're not sponsored. Nothing like that.
We're just trying to help you out if you're starting
Right.
out.
But they do have like online shops that you can add and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like their templates. You know, it makes things super fucking easy. I'm not a graphic designer, but it's just literally a drag and drop, you know, type of thing. And so it works for me because I'm kind of a moron with that.
I also prefer the drag and drop, even being graphic designer.
Yeah, you don't want to
'Cause
deal
it's
with that.
easy.
Yeah, it's quick, it's fast.
Yeah, like who wants to sit there and design a website with code?
Yeah.
Who the fuck wants to do
For
that?
fast, effective relief.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Cody, and I don't want to pay somebody a couple $1,000s, but I've always heard horror stories about hiring like a graphic designer to build a website. And then you put it on what is that thing that you have to put it on? I don't know. It's super expensive to host it, and then if you want anything changed or added, you got to call the graphic designer, tell them what you want. Then that takes 2 weeks to get it built and put together, and
Yeah.
it just sounds like a pain in the dick.
Yeah, it is. Like coding.
Pardon my language.
Coding is like real bad, in my opinion. Like
It's bad. Okay?
it's bad. It's like I just don't like it. I'd rather build a website for you where you can go in if you need to change it later and say, okay, like I know I need to, change this pricing or whatever. I don't want to reach out to the graphic designer to do that. Like
Right.
I don't want you to call me to have to do that.
Right.
Like I'd rather just make it so I'm like, okay, everything is set up for you, designed for you. All of your text is here, all your pictures. All you have to do is if you want to change something, double click it.
That's it. Yeah.
And it's just like on a Word doc or something.
Right.
So people can understand that a little bit better. Certain things like the hosting, like you have to get hosting regardless unless you get it through the website. But yeah, going through like DreamHost and like GoDaddy and like domain name servers, it's giving me a headache thinking about it already.
Oh, that's pretty much the only reason I even like Squarespace.
Yeah.
They're kind of like the all-in-one, they've kind of monopolized the game a little bit. I mean, especially with like analytics,
Yes.
and emailing lists and all that good stuff. Everything's there. You can just do it all right there. And,
Yeah.
And I love the analytics,
Oh yeah, you
Super
gotta see
cool.
where your people are coming from.
Yeah, man, I had people looking at my site from like the other side of the world. It was crazy. I'm like, what?
I don't know how it travels like that. You know what I mean? Like I look at mine too, and it's like
It's the World Wide Web.
yeah, I know, but it just doesn't feel like my shit should be going all the way to England, but it does.
Well, and that's when you talked about earlier, like Facebook ads. It's why I don't do them. I literally would go in and set my parameters, like who I want to see this.
Yeah.
My target audience, I guess, is the proper term. I would set that. I would set, the radius, and then I would pay my money for however many days. Usually I'd run an ad for like 10 days, and that was usually it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people get sick of seeing it after that. And then I would try a different, post.
Yeah.
But I would literally get people from like Dubai asking me to shoot, and like I live there. Like, oh, you're right down the road.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was actually, that was just a bad example. If they were actually from Dubai, I'd be like, pay me,
Yeah, where's my
show me the
flight?
money. Yeah. And my Bugatti. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
most of my people come from like Arkansas, and I'm like, how did you?
how did that happen?
Yeah.
It's like some kind of weird like SEO that like you can't get rid of.
Yeah, I feel like it might have been like some of the hashtags I was using previously, like when I first started my page, or
Yeah.
like the people that started following. When you do like street photography, like I guess like if you're doing like an art exhibit, like yeah, people are gonna want you to travel and come to them, like to do certain things. But
Right.
for portrait stuff, like I guess that's kind of what I did. I was doing street photography. I was all over the place. So I had a bunch of different people following me. So
Right.
when I was targeting people who were like my audience to follow me, it was random people.
Yeah.
And so it took me a while to get to the point where I'm now, where like everybody's local, either
Yeah.
to Portland or Florida. So it just takes some time.
Yeah. For sure does.
That might be why you're getting people from.
It could be.
You know.
It could be. I was going to tell you to remember some of the things that we talked about, and I want to see how many of those ads for certain shit that you get popping up on your Facebook and Instagram
Yeah.
page.
Oh my gosh. If you like,
They're listening.
if you go on, oh God, what is it? The Portrait Pro thing or whatever. I went on that website the other day,
Okay.
and it was like literally for the next 2 days.
That's all you saw.
That's all I saw, and I was like, oh my gosh, you guys have my cookies. You have my dang cookies.
They're eating your cookies.
I know.
I never accept the cookies.
I don't because of how annoying and creepy that is. I was like, wait, what? How did you find me on this other website? Like, it's
Yeah.
so weird.
It's creepy.
But the other question I get a lot is about like pricing.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
should
yeah.
I price my stuff at?
That's an ongoing question for a lot of photographers. And I think that a lot of photographers underprice themselves. I think a lot of I know photographers and videographers, especially the videographers, that are way undercutting themselves.
Yeah.
And they're just shooting, and they're just like they're working a full-time job. And I'm like, I've seen your work. For what you do, you could be making a living at this.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Exactly.
Stop charging people $125 to do a 4-minute music video. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You got After Effects and all this crazy shit in there.
Like
Like,
you're going to spend 6.5 hours at least editing you have to charge that for that time.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I do see like a lot of like new photographers. I did it myself too. I think I just recently started upping my prices to the point where I felt like comfortable enough with them.
Yeah.
Also keep in mind, when you have lower prices, you're going to attract like not the best clients. Like when you are charging $100 a photo shoot or $150 a shoot, you're going to be getting the people that, you know, tell me now, like, oh, like, you're too expensive, I'm going to go find somebody else. And like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you don't want those clients.
People pay for quality.
Yeah.
For sure.
They pay for quality. And so you have to know your worth. Mm. Like, you also have to keep in mind that like the setting or the price that you set, that kind of sets a standard for the area as well. So like you have to keep the industry kind of above, like keep that in your mind.
Yeah.
Because if you're charging $150 and then I'm charging $500, someone's gonna look at me and be like, I'm not paying that. Like somebody else charged $150 for that shoot or whatever. Yeah. It's like the same thing. And it's like, no, like you gotta think about the editing and all of the stuff that we just talked about. You have to think about the drive time, the mileage. This is a $2,000 camera that only lives like a certain amount of shutter life. Like, you know what I mean? Like all of your equipment, all of the batteries, like all of the stuff that you put into the shoot, you're running your own business. Like you have to calculate that into your cost.
Not to mention the expertise that you bring to the table and all the years that you spent learning all of that.
Exactly. Like, but it's just, you have to keep all that in mind. And then I want everybody to eat. Like, I want everybody to win. Like, charge your worth. Yeah. Stop charging cheap stuff. Like, charge more. Like, you're worth it.
Yeah. I've been trying, I don't know. I've just really been trying to be, for some reason, and I don't know if you feel this way. I don't think that you do. But I feel like every single time I ever attach a monetary value to my photos, I feel like I lose a little piece of my soul. I don't know if that's like I've talked to a couple other photographers and they said, kind of the same. It's like now it's a job.
Yes and no, because I do TFP a lot. You do TFP too. Yeah. TFP is what keeps me creative.
How do you define TFP? Because I think we call it something different.
Okay, trade for print or trade for services.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Yeah. So with my TFP, for example, I do model calls. So every month, like I'll either host like a day of minis where I have models come in and we do like a certain concept or whatever, and it's the whole day.
Right.
And then I get a bunch of content to post. I'm consistent on Instagram. And then you guys get free professional photos. Everybody wins. And then also it's like a mutual like need for content because I post it. You come to me. You say, hey, I want to participate. And I say, cool, come on over.
Yeah.
And that's kind of that. But with regular photography, like when I'm actually have like a paying client or whatever, it does feel like, because you're trying to bring someone else's vision to life, it's not as creative. So it does kind of hurt your soul to put that monetary dollar amount on it, especially because like lately though, I've decided like if you came to me for pictures, you came to me for content, you trusted my vision, you saw my work, you probably saw my TFP stuff and you were like, I want that. So like you don't want the cookie cutter shit. Like you want the stuff that I'm doing. So like I'm going to give you what I'm doing.
Right.
I'm going to stop doing the other way where I'm like, oh, like I see your inspo board is really light and airy and natural and like all
try
these,
to make it happen.
Yeah, and it's like all orange or all blue or something, like really cool tones, and it's like not me. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to sacrifice my art. Like you came to me for a reason. You like my pictures. You're going to get what I put out. It's my style. But yeah, it does definitely suck at times, especially when it's something like big, like a wedding. Ooh.
That's a soul killer.
Weddings are soul killers. Yeah. I literally will not do any more weddings.
When the event dictates the art. And I don't like that. Like you, I like to dictate the art. I like to make the art that I see. I like to shoot the scenes that I see. But when you don't have any option and you're just kind of fucking holding on for dear life, like, just being dragged along, and it's a grueling ass day. I don't think people really understand. It can be a really long fucking day. When
Yeah.
you work 12, 14-hour days sometimes doing a freaking wedding, because they want you there from beginning to the very last person that leaves the reception.
The freaking sparkler exit. Like, oh my God. I'm like, and then the main thing that I've learned too about weddings, like and cameras, I'm like, so does your DJ have any like strobe lights or any lasers?
Oh yeah.
That happened to me the other day and I didn't realize.
All did you get the like the light flares?
It was in my A6000, so it's fine, but a strobe did like, or the, what is it, the, dang, I can't think of
flicker?
the word. The LED,
Oh,
like
okay,
the
yeah,
laser got into the sensor
Oh,
on the
fun.
A6000 and just
That's
fucking
fun.
fried it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it'll mess up your sensor. Tidbit.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing is all the damn mixed lighting. You know, it's like, fuck.
Like ambient light. Oh, we're going to be outside. Oh, it's gloomy outside. Then it's like, okay, now we're going to be in this little meadow and there's a bunch of dappled light. So your shadows on the face, like, I guess the best thing that I learned to do with like wedding photography is it's always better to underexpose than overexpose.
I just overexpose everything and then I can bring it back down.
But see, I feel like I'm so scared to do that. I'd rather underexpose and just like mask people and bring them up.
Well, I guess the way I look at it is if you underexpose and you bring your exposure up in like Lightroom, you're going to introduce grain. You're going to see it. You're going to see some weird artifacts happen. That's just my personal preference, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I say overexpose. I mean, like, here's where your exposure should be. I'm like,
just like a stop or two. Overexpose, yeah.
Just a little, because I can bring back. I mean, if it's broad damn day, I don't shoot at broad damn daylight. I won't do it.
See, that's
High
where
noon,
I'm moving.
Fuck that.
Yeah, you have no idea how many fucking shoots I've done in the past like month and a half that are just like 1 o'clock and the sun is like outside. It's 97
There's
degrees.
no color. Everything's washed out.
Yeah, it's not super fun.
That's how you get light and airy, though.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. It's hot in Florida. So now I'm just doing golden hour and blue hour.
Okay.
So those are like the 2 time frames of the day that I'm letting people book now. So it's either really, really fucking early or really, really late in the afternoon. So I have like 2 slots a day, essentially.
Like tomorrow we're starting at 10:30 in the morning, which if I can get the place again, because I think I'm starting to annoy my friend because he has to like come out of his house and like walk us over, let us in this. It's literally a private space, but we're testing it tomorrow again. You know, I've shot there once before, but Josie and I are going to test it there, and then I told her that, you know, eventually what I'd like to do is get like, you know, open it up for like maybe, you know, a couple of other photographers and maybe a couple of models, because it's a natural habitat. It's not like something that you can just be jumping in all the time, but it's a natural spring.
Yeah.
And it's like right around the corner here.
Oh, dang. So it's in Clay?
It's close, yeah. Are you guys from Clay?
Yeah, we live here. We live in Green Cove.
First ones that didn't drive all the way from like, you know, they weren't like, this is from BFE.
No, we were so relieved when we saw it was like 20
Orange
minutes
Park.
away. We were like, oh, thank God. Because, we usually have to drive like downtown, like an hour away, something like that.
Yeah,
at least to Alpine Groves or something.
Yeah, everybody else has come from either South Side or Riverside, or when they're like, oh my God, this is so
the
far.
beaches.
Yeah.
But they all came and they were happy to be here, you know, and I didn't have to drive anywhere.
That's why, honestly, I do TFP at my house, like when I do my little mini sessions, because I'm like, I'm going to be here for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting all these pictures. Like, y'all can at least come over here. Like, you know what I mean? So,
well, that's, like I said, when I get done with this room, it's going to be 4 walls. I've got my backdrops hanging behind you. I mean, I mounted I don't have any backdrops up there, and I've got 2 of those with 3 each, you know, so I'm going to do 1 over there, 1 over here, and I'll be able to do little mini sessions in here.
Yeah, that'll be sick. I mean, the focal length, too, is long enough.
Yeah, I mean, I might do a little small one down here, too, but, you know, just something to do. But, I mean, eventually the goal is to get into a space, you know. If you'd like to help a brother out, go to the, and you're listening on Spotify or whatever, if you go in the description, there's a support the page link. You can click on that. It goes right to my Cash App.
Support the page, y'all.
That's what I'm talking about, you know. That's what I'm talking about. But first and foremost, just, you know, like, share, and follow. I don't think people realize how easy it is and how free it is It doesn't cost a damn thing
to support.
And I know you're out there, and I know you're scrolling right now on your Instagram. You might have us in the background, but you're scrolling your Instagram. It doesn't take but a second to like click on their page, follow, share it on a story, and then just like some photos.
It's gonna be gone in 24 hours. It's not gonna ruin your aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like help out some artists.
That's
like
what I'm talking about.
you know, support your friends. I think that's a big thing too. Like I don't know. I saw this Instagram influencer. And she said something about like, stop posting for your friends and your family. Like they're not going to be your customers.
Oh no,
they're not going to be your clients. Like, you know what I mean? You have to start posting with like your target audience in mind. Yeah, and so I started doing that like a year ago, and I've been doing much better. But you know, obviously, you still want to share and be like, oh, like, hey guys, check this out. What's what I did? Like, you know, whatever. But
put that stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, put that on. That's exactly what I do. I put it on Facebook. I'm like, yeah, like after I post it on IG, check this out.
I got like 3 Facebook pages.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, one for this, one my personal one, and then one for my photography.
Ah, okay. I also have several.
See?
Because I have one for, I had this like offshoot of boudoir because I don't know about you, but I'm like have already been like banned on IG like temporarily.
I rarely post anything crazy.
So they banned me for like 3 days for boudoir.
That's not bad.
It wasn't terrible.
That means you're doing something right.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Because it was popping. Obviously, somebody got mad and reported it, or their little AI mods like grabbed it or something.
It's insane to me. I have seen I've caught it. You know, like you're just scrolling. You're like, that girl's masturbating. You know, and you can see things.
Oh, for real?
Oh yeah. Nipples and things like that.
Oh, that's true. Like on Facebook and shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't care. Like if you report that kind of stuff, or if you report like there was somebody like getting unalived on Facebook, like a group of people in like South America, and like it was on Facebook.
Yeah.
And like try to report it like this is like violent like threats, and Facebook's like, we didn't see anything wrong with the video, but
they'll ban you.
Exactly, but you can't post your photography
Here's
services.
a 30-day ban.
Yeah.
No, we'll just put a screen over that says explicit content. Press C video.
Exactly. Or like on Facebook Marketplace, right? There is a shit ton of scams on Facebook Marketplace.
Have you been scrolling? I was scrolling Facebook Marketplace the other day, and there was an ad. And it was literally a girl was, you know, I mean, and you could see the whole thing. And I showed it to my girlfriend. I was like, hey, am I crazy, or is somebody getting a BJ here?
On Facebook?
On Facebook. And it was an ad, a video ad for something. I don't remember what it was for, but I was like, hey, that guy's got a huge I was like,
oh my
God bless him.
Hey, Mama.
I'm so sorry. So sorry, Mom. Apologize. This is an adult show.
She's gonna laugh. It's fine.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah. Can I shout out my family?
Please shout out whoever you want to shout out.
Hell yeah.
I want to shout out to my mom and my dad and my dang daddy. Because I have
your dang daddy.
My dang daddy, because I have 2 dads. I'm very blessed, and my mom and my stepdad, they live in Hawaii, and then my biological dad, he lives here. So like
everybody's got a good relationship.
Everybody's awesome. That's like, and it's so hard for me to like say that, but in like if I don't like specify like which one, because like I don't like labels or anything. Like they're both my dad.
Yeah, it's just dad.
Yeah, but like I have to like specify because people are like, you have 2 dads. Like, what's happening? But shout out to both of you guys. I love you, and my mama, I love you. Shout out to my little brothers. Y'all, I hope y'all did y'all homework. And to my little sister. She's actually starting out modeling.
Okay.
Cool. So I have to pull up her IG or something, give her a little plug.
Well, for sure. And this is not a shameless plug for Collab. I don't work for them. I'm not sponsored by them. But, you know, place for new models and new photographers to go and network. So,
okay.
For sure. I'll probably be going to the next one. I think they have something this weekend. And then I know they have something coming up, I think, next Thursday.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to.
I know they got a bunch of shit coming in October. So.
I'll have to check that out.
For sure.
Because I've been asked to go by like several models like a couple of times. And I'm like, okay, I'm just like, I'm not going to lie. I'm super fucking anti.
I am too.
Yeah. And so like, I'm like real nervous about going in places like big events or like lots of people.
Well,
and
just
like,
let me know when you go.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I go. And then we can just like
Yeah, together.
Yeah, y'all can just pop
exactly.
half Adderall with each other, you know? Or
What?
Fire. Yeah, you got that did get brought up on that last one, didn't it? Yeah.
Did. Jen was like, "Oh fuck, I just want ADHD so I can get the Adderall." I'm like, "Bro, you can't say stuff like that." But it's Jen. I love her.
It's true.
She's great.
But yeah, shout out to my sister. Shout out to my big brother. He's super supportive always of me.
That's great.
Bev Jr. He's actually thinking about starting a podcast too. So I was like, I'll
Holla
let
at your boy if you need some help.
Yeah, I was like, I'll probably ask.
Yeah. Next week I have there's a young man that followed me from the collab. His name is Cujo the Creator.
Mm-hmm.
And he like dances. He's just like a content creator. I mean, he's all over the place, and it's amazing how much they get followed. But he reached out to me and wants to start a podcast. I was like, dude, come on the show. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So next week, unless anything happens, which sometimes it does, but it'll be Cujo the Creator will be on. I don't actually know his full name. Okay. So we're just going with this handle for right now. Yeah. I mean, obviously I screwed up your name, so I mean,
I didn't correct you though. I'm literally that anti.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't even want to.
I would if ever I screw up again, you feel free to straighten me out.
I will.
For sure. Where are we at on TIME?
We are at 1 hour and 32.
Holy cow! I just know when that went by really fast, right?
Yeah.
Did you talk about everything that you wanted to talk about? No. What else would you like to discuss?
The last thing that I want to talk about is specifically like TFP.
Okay.
So what's your opinion on TFP?
I think it's great. I think it's great for me because I'm antisocial and I feel weird about charging models for, currently. I mean, like if they come to me and they want to pay me for a shoot, I will take their money. But like I said, I'm more in doing it for just creative purposes. I like to create. I want to create art. I want to do, I just want to make cool shit.
Yeah.
And I don't really care. For me right now, I have a full-time job. I work 55 hours a week. I don't need money. Would it be nice to get a little extra? Sure. But for something like that, I feel like I could take the gloves off and just be creative.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't worry. I'm not worried about like, okay, they're paying me. They want a specific thing. I don't worry about that. So I just, for me, TFP just works.
Yeah. I think that I'm on the same page, like in terms of like it being like an artistic expression thing. I do want to say, like, as a word of advice to people who are starting out with photography, to just be careful how much TFP you do.
Right.
Like, do know your worth. Do know that you can charge. Like, if somebody comes back to you after a month and you just did a TFP session with them last month, like, you don't have to do another
100.
one. You can say, okay, like, yeah, I don't have a concept for you right now, but if you want to book a session with me, like, it's the same process as everybody else. Like, send me an email or click my link in my bio or whatever. And I just want to say that because like I feel like a lot of people do feel like obligated to do.
Now, do you use
all this
contracts?
stuff. I do. Everybody gets a contract.
Even the TFP people?
You get a contract. You get a contract.
Okay,
you
Oprah.
get a contract. Yep. I don't play about that.
Well, it's not, Oprah's she's in a bad light right now.
Is she really?
Oh yeah, because of the Maui fires. You heard about that?
Oh yeah, the Maui fires. Like
her and The Rock like set the fire. I mean,
I'm worth the GDP of a small country. Please donate.
Yeah.
Is that,
that
what they asked?
Well, yeah, they pledged $10 million each. Pledged. They didn't actually donate it.
That's weird.
When you pledge something, that means you're going to, and then that's when they posted the thing about wanting to raise money by getting it from us. That was the pledge. So she wants to give, her and The Rock, their thing was, it's a whole thing. It's ugly, and I don't really know much about it except for what I've seen on TikTok. So it's got to be true, right?
Honestly, TikTok is like my source of news now.
It's almost better than like CNN or Fox News.
Because I will tell Kevin something, and I'll be like, I saw this on TikTok. I believe it. And he's like, it's not true. Like,
I don't believe 100%.
Not everything.
I think,
but certain things, and I like go and I fact check it like the next day, and I'm like, see, TikTok was on it already. Right. Like they're fast.
It depends on who you're watching. It's just like anything. If you go to Wikipedia, don't use that as a reliable source
Right.
of information. But I mean, TikTok, if it, at least they give you the headline, and then you can go and do your own research.
Yeah.
So, but I don't just go, oh my God, you know. But I'll be like, let's look into this a little bit.
Yes.
You know, but
I agree.
for sure.
So this is my last little tidbit of advice.
Yes.
The things that we like, the main points I think we talked about today, like that I want you guys to take away, is learn how to deconstruct a photograph so that you can understand lighting, color, why these decisions were made. Composition, the same exact way that you would like look at a painting and try to figure out why the artist painted it that way. Like, where's the lighting coming from? All of that stuff. The second thing is make sure you're doing contracts for every single thing. Like, protect yourself.
CYA.
Yes.
Cover your ass.
Protect yourself, because, I mean, there's like, I've seen some crazy articles lately about like boudoir, like model calls, where they'll be like, oh, I don't want to like have my pictures posted anymore. And it's like, but you signed a contract and you didn't pay for the session. And they're like, yeah, well, like, if you don't take them down, I'm going to sue you. And then they sue them. And then the court says, you have to take them down. And if you don't take them down, it's going to be considered revenge porn.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was in Florida.
That's another reason I don't like working with people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Landscapes are so easy. They don't talk back. They're not going to sue you.
It's true. Unless it's like the national park and they're like, are you flying a drone out here without a license? You're obviously trying to go to forest jail.
Yeah, forest jail.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go in there with Yogi?
I literally was thinking that. That's why I said forest jail. I'm like, he's gonna.
You've got a lot of picnic baskets in here.
And Smokey the Bear, isn't that his name?
Yeah,
Okay.
only you can prevent forest
Yes,
fires.
that guy. I would not want to get fucking arrested by that thing.
No,
No,
they're creepy. But you know, that's it's bears like that is why people want to like save all the bears and don't hunt the bears.
Yeah.
You know? What do they call it?
Kodak bears?
Anamorphalized, or what is it?
They will fucking rip you apart.
Anthropomorphic.
Like cocaine bear.
Anthropomorphalized or something like that.
Yeah.
Where you take a vicious
Disney.
creature and basically bunny rabbit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sure. And now everybody's like, they're cute. Don't kill them.
Is that the same bear as like the bear from Cocaine Bear? Because that bear was fucking insane.
Yeah, that's based on a true story, but I think they embellished a lot of it. You know, I think the bear ate the cocaine and then fucking died.
Oh,
Pretty sure.
He had a
okay.
heart attack. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he went on a rampage killing people.
I want to say it.
That was insane.
Regular bears will do that. They don't have to be on cocaine. If you're near their babies, they will kill you.
Mm-hmm. You know who else is gangster in the animal kingdom? Orcas. Watch out for them orcas.
That's true, but you know that they're the only time that they've ever actually killed a human was in captivity.
Yep.
Isn't that
SeaWorld.
nutty? SeaWorld.
Free my boy Tillicum.
Mm.
I think he did get freed though, but he passed.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What? I mean, he's gonna die. He's raised in captivity. He doesn't know how to live in the wild.
Yeah, it's so sad. I hate that stuff.
Blackfish.
Watch
Moment
it
of
if you
silence. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this. We will. That's a perfect place to land the plane, as Mike Rowe would say. So drop your handles one more time.
At Taymac Art or Taymac.art on IG. Taylor Roth Photography on Facebook.
For the third time. If you missed it, go back. If you missed it in the beginning or the middle, here it is right now. Archetype Aperture on Instagram. Please go and check us out, as well as whenever I decide to rip the audio and upload it for Spotify, but we're on everything, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. But until then, you can watch it and listen to it on YouTube, JWM Photography. That's it. Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. This is so fun. Did you have fun?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing to worry about.
No, I was so nervous for no reason.
Yeah. Did you have fun, sir? All right. Take us out, Pat. Whoop, whoop. See ya.